Hey, what man? What's up, you guys? Real quick, I have a kind of funny story to share. I was confronted, charged up by the assistant director of our public library, the Moore Memorial Public Library, but in a playful way, in a joking way. Nothing serious. Let me say that first. It was all fun. It made me smile. But what I was confronted about is two of my works are currently being housed on the shelves of the Moore Memorial Public Library. And one of those books of mine is this work right here called Thicker Than Water. Now, if you look at on the back of Thicker Than Water, you'll get kind of an idea of what this book is about. It says, when a violent and bloody gang war erupts on the streets of Texas City, Texas, Detective Derrick Rose and Officer Sierra Martin scrambled to chase down clues and killers in an attempt to quell the violence and bring peace back to their beloved city. As the body count rises and time runs out, the pair of Texas City cops find out that no one is safe from the carnage. Gangbangers, law-abiding citizens, small children, and even law enforcement are dropping like flies. Detective Rose remembers all too well the last gang war fought between the Dramacide hooligans and the South Lane villains before the two criminal organizations formed a truce, and it quite literally shook Texas City to its core. Following leads and dodging bullets, Detective Rose and Officer Martin realize that in order to stop the killing, they have to first find out why the killing began in the first place. Who decided to break the truce and why? Which gang will come out on top? Will the TCPD be able to successfully bring an end to the war? Will peace ever return to the streets of Texas City, or is homicide the new norm? All of these questions and more will be addressed and answered in Thicker Than Water. Buckle your seatbelt and hold on tight, dear reader. You are in for a bumpy ride. And so one can see that Thicker Than Water is a detective cop thriller that's set in our beloved hometown of Texas City, Texas. And I have a detective and a rookie cop who are trying to hunt down the hitmen of two different gangs who have broke their truce and have waged war on each other and have begun killing people in the streets of Texas City, Texas. So what I wanted to do in this book, since it was set in Texas City, Texas, I wanted to highlight as many places, real historical places inside of our fair city as possible. And so one of the places that I named was the library. Now, when I was writing about Moore Memorial Public Library, I had no idea that this book that I was writing would be housed inside of Moore Memorial Public Library one day. But I think it's awesome that it is, because I tried to highlight Moore Memorial Public Library. And now Moore Memorial Public Library is in return highlighting this book. So I thank Moore Memorial Public Library for that. But if you go to chapter 5, family, remember I told you this book is about detectives trying to solve murders and crimes. So whenever a detective is trying to solve murders and crimes, they must do what? They must collect evidence. They must research. They must investigate. They must search and find out, ask questions and get answers. So where is a good place that one can go and do research to get answers to a question that they might have? Bingo, the library. So this is what got me charged up by the wonderful staff at the Moore Memorial Public Library. In chapter 5, my characters go to the library, and I say, Detective Rose pulled into the almost deserted parking lot of the Moore Memorial Public Library. The library was open for business, but only the diehard bookworms were inside. Ever since the internet had taken off, the public libraries around the country had seen a steady decline in patrons. The Texas City Public Library was no different. The staff there had to constantly come up with programs and events in order to give people reasons to come through their doors. Moore Memorial Public Library had been around for as long as Rose had lived in Texas City. He was not one of the individuals who frequented the place, but Sierra was. Sierra was an avid book reader. Sierra was an avid reader. She liked all different sorts of books from all different genres. Her all-time favorite author was an African-American author named Matthew Daniels. Matthew Daniels used several different names when he wrote. He had books under his legal name, Matthew Daniels, but he also wrote under the pseudonyms Chosen Few and The Real Bookworm. So, stop right there, family. So, what got me charged up is that first paragraph where I imply that the patrons to the library are steady declining and the library staff must come up with programs and events in order to bring people in through the doors. Now, ironically enough, trying to be more engaged with the community, the library is in fact doing a lot of programs and events that are bringing people in through the doors. But, and you know, rightfully so, in the book, I made it seem like the library was dying off. So playfully, the assistant director, Jessica, I believe her name was Jessica, I believe. The assistant director, charged me up about this. When I went inside of the library the other day to drop them off a copy of my new book, Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, Volume 1, to add that to the local author collection, she asked if I was the same Matthew Daniels who had written the book Thicker Than Water and said what I said about the library. Now, this was interesting, and it made my day. Why? Because for the assistant director and the director to talk to me about something in chapter 5 of my book, someone had to have either read my book in whole or glanced through my book, flipped through my book. They had to have gone through my book to know what was in chapter 5. So I was actually humbled and I was actually flattered about being charged up by members of our local library about my book. Now, if you would like to know what this book is about, if you would like to read this book, you can go to Moore Memorial Public Library and you can check it out. It is in the local author collection. And if you would like to purchase a signed copy of this book, you can go to www.dandyandbigherm.com and you can have your very own personal copy of a book about Texas City that is in the local library of Texas City, and you can become a part of history. For $20, you can get the signed copy. It's free shipping almost anywhere in the U.S. And you can also find or purchase any one of my 6 novels at that website. Or you can comment directly under this video. If you comment directly under this video, I will see your comment and I can let you know how you can pay. Cash App, PayPal, if we know each other, cash in hand. There's multiple ways to pay, and all I would need is the payment and the address, and I can ship almost anywhere in the U.S. for free. So you guys order that book, Thicker Than Water, and find out why the author Matthew Daniels was charged up at Moore Memorial Public Library. And for the record, I love Moore Memorial Public Library. I appreciate and respect the staff there, and I'm just playfully saying that they charged me up. It was a joking situation, and I was actually humbled and made glad by it, because it meant that someone actually took a look inside of my book. So thank you guys for looking inside of my book and mentioning something inside of my book to me. Y'all have a good day, family.